Welcome to Páirc Tailteann in Meath, in Navan even, for this TG4 Leinster Senior Football Championship Round 2 game between Kildare, as you see there, against Meath. Big challenge again today for Kildare. 22-game unbeaten run up until last week when they ran into the Dublin juggernaut, and they've another juggernaut today against Meath. So it'll be very interesting to see how they fare. Grace Clifford, the captain, after the game was talking about what a great challenge it was for them and how they would learn from that. But have they been able to learn a lot in a week, or enough to beat Meath today? That is the big question. Well, they have two problems. They have two injuries, full forward and full back. Not great positions that you're going to be for losing players, but they don't have Roisin Byrne again this week, the number 14, who has of course been one of their main score getters in recent years. She's not starting again, and Niamh Farrelly then excuse me, will deputise number 21. Now, she did well last week. She scored 2-2, albeit the 2 goals in the last quarter, but she is in again this week. And at full back, well, Aoife Clifford went off at half time and she's not available again for them. So Ellie O'Toole, who was the Croke Park Hotel Player of the Month for March, she comes in wearing number 27, and not sure if Ellie will slot in there at full back. I don't think so, but I'm not sure, to be honest. So we'll watch how that one unfolds. So 2 changes for Kildare, no changes for me. The sun is in and out, and at the minute it is in, but it's coming in and out, so it makes it a little bit tricky for the camera and for everybody out there playing at times, and the goalkeepers will need to watch that when it comes out. It's very strong. There's the Meath team. So as I say, no changes, but looking up the team, interesting to see Mary Kate Lynch at full back, though she's the number there is number 6, but I think she's wearing number 3 today. But anyway, she's back in the full back position, where of course she won her All-Irelands, but recently she's been out around half back, but she's back in there at full back. And Niamh Gallagher at number 5 scored a point last week. Moving up the field a little bit, Megan Tyne also scored a point last week. But the big scorers were Marion Farrelly, who scored 2-2 against Laois, and Emma Duggan, who scored 1-4, I think it was, a penalty and 3 frees and 1 point from play. Shelley Media plays around that area, so she might stay there or come around midfield as a sort of playmaker in and around there. And of course Emma Duggan will roam a little bit as well. And then you've got the pace of Megan Tyne and Ciara Smith for the transitions up and down, and Mario Shaughnessy will play a sort of defensive midfielder role, linking the defence into the forwards. So that is their lineup for Meath under Shane McCormick. Kildare, as I say, Roisin Byrne number 14 not starting, Aoife Clifford number 3 not starting, replaced by 27 Ellie O'Toole, and she's from Kilcullen. And the other change sees Niamh Farrelly coming in again to deputise, and she is from the Kill Club. And the manager is Diane O'Hora, as you see. I'll come to her in a minute, but just going back to the team there, you can expect Claire Sullivan to fill in as a sort of sweeper role, come a little bit deeper there for them. And it'll be interesting to see who plays at full back, and it'll be interesting to see what they do from the kickouts this week. If Meath press them as much as Dublin did last week, they really suffocated Kildare last week, especially in the first half. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But if you look at the subs there, the likes of Leisha Lenihan at number 24 is still out injured. So Kildare, a lot of issues in defence really. Their full back line from not so long ago, in fact, in that unbeaten run, really not available. Here's the anthem. Big crowd as usual on Páirc Tailteann from Meath in particular, they've had a great support from the 2 All-Ireland wins a couple of years ago, and it's a good support again today for this Leinster Championship round 2 game. And I'm going to be checking for the scoreline from elsewhere, because Dublin Laois are also playing today in the senior championship, and last week Meath won, Dublin won, so if they both win today, they're through to the final, which will be played in Croke Park as part of a double header. So that's a real date for the supporters to look forward to in a few weeks. And there's Monica McGurk, the captain, having the last word with the players, and she's certainly laying down the law on what she expects from them today against Kildare. She wants to get to that final, and she would love to get a provincial medal because she doesn't have one, and Meath have not won one in a long time. In fact, I think it was back in the noughties, so a long time ago, and they'd love to get there. Dublin, of course, would be a huge challenge, but they will deal with the challenge in front of them today, and that is Kildare. Referee in the shot there is Paul McCahey from West Meath, and you see Nessa Dooley hanging around the middle of the field there, so she's going in for the toss. So I think Kildare have had to restructure it a little bit with those injuries. It'll be interesting to see just exactly how they line out here. And it looks like Meath are playing from left to right, and I'm trying to see the breeze. There is a breeze, and trying to work out what way it's going. Possibly left to right with Meath, or possibly across field, I'm not too sure, but it is definitely Meath playing from left to right, and Myra is out there in the middle, as is Aoibhinn Cleary. But for Kildare, well, it's not Grace Clifford out in the middle, and number 9 actually, Hazel McLaughlin, has gone to left half forward, so Grace has gone to right half forward. So very interesting from Kildare. But we did say they changed things around from last week, and it'll be interesting to see what they've done. They've done a lot. Number 2 is out at the centre half back as well. That's Fiona Trout, and she is on Shelley Melia. But let's see how all that unfolds. It's Meath, as I say, playing from left to right, as they did in the game in the league that we came to see here early on, and that was against Dublin, and they got a couple of goals early on, and of course they beat Cork here as well, so they have a good record here, and they do like the big crowd on Páirc Tailteann, and they get a lot of their games here now since the All-Ireland wins, if not all of them, which is only right. Just looking around the field for you to see, Nessa Dooley is staying around midfield. She was in the wars last week, tough game against Dublin, and she is thankfully one of the fit players today. 12 is Claire Sullivan. As I said, she'll come a little bit deep, and this is more like Kildare, and now Grace Clifford is calling for it on the far side, and the captain gets it, and she immediately dispatches the ball down into the corner. But that's good defending for Meath to get out in front and win that one. Was it Gallantly? No, it wasn't Gallantly. I'm trying to figure out who it was. I'll come back to that to give her credit for that. This is Melia out to Megan Tyne. Duggan on her marker, the number 6 Sargent just went in front of her, but Duggan got away, and Duggan does what Duggan does. And those two met in the O'Connor Cup last month, and they're meeting again, Sargent and Duggan, but Duggan gets the first point of the game. So 1 up for Emma Duggan, 1 up for Meath in that particular battle. And this is Sargent. Back to your goalkeeper. I think that credit, by the way, belongs to the number 2, Anya Sheridan, who got out in front there a minute ago at the other end, and in a way she can claim an assist for that point. This is 27, Ellie O'Toole. I was debating whether she would be at full-back. I doubted it, and indeed she's not at full-back. She's out around the middle of the field. This is Grace Clifford, and again, first time kick, and it's a good one. Obviously been told move the ball quicker, and here comes Grace again. Now she can finish if she gets a chance at all on that right foot. We saw her score a screamer down in Carlo a couple of years ago. That one's not going to do, though. It's not going to reach, but the referee has spotted something against one of the Meath players, and it looks like it's going to be a free in anyway, and indeed it is. So just looking at the restructuring again, and Ellie O'Toole seems to be out around the middle of the field, and Kildare have 3 players at the back against 3, way off down to the right hand side, and number 2 Trout is definitely one of them. So what are Kildare going to do this week that they didn't do last week? That's the question. Niamh Farrelly puts it over the bar to get her off the mark. 2-2 last week, and she gets a point today to get her team off the mark after 3 minutes. And again, as of last week, they let their opponents get the ball easily from the kick-out, let them have possession. Mary-Kate Lynch will go back to her goalkeeper and just stretch Kildare across the field. And Monica McGurk gets it to Katie New. Gallagly is running looking for it. Doesn't get it, but is still going at pace. There are a few options here. This is Melia. Gallagly's now stopped and wait to see if she gets it from Emma Duggan, but Emma goes herself and is blocked down, and that's easy for Kildare. And Lara Gilbert. Not sure if it's a tactic from last week that Kildare have learned, but they're certainly moving the ball a bit quicker. Then again, last week they were under incredible pressure and it just wasn't easy to move it. Similar with the kickouts. If you press the kickouts really high, well, you can get caught there when the ball over the top, so they allow the other team to have the ball and then they take their chances. They can't do both. This is O'Toole again. And that was Nicole Troy getting out, and again they've turned it over rather easily. And now they will move it through the hands. This is Gallagly. And she spots Cleary. Ahead of her, there are only short passes available, or a really long one into Duggan, who is making a good run off to the right. But Gallagly goes herself. And she does like the odd score, but that one has gone to the left and wide. But plenty of energy and attacking positive play from Gallagly as usual. Now the press last week on these kickouts was insane from Dublin. Meath trying to do the same, and they forced Mary to go long and high, and it goes around the middle, and Nessa Dooley goes for it, but she is unable to collect, and then she's outnumbered. Tyne gives it to Cleary. This is Ella Moyles. Well judged despite the breeze. It seems to be going around the stadium, not quite sure what direction in particular. Now Cleary tries her luck, but that's going to drop into the arms of the goalkeeper, and it's Meath who are guilty with putting a few balls inaccurately around that area. They'd have had a few chances, but now it's Kildare's chance to transition with Grace Clifford. And again, she delivers it quickly into the forwards, and it works this time. Aoife Radican has got away. Chance for Kildare, and that's a brilliant crossfield pass. She spotted Hazel McLaughlin in lots of room, and she's going to go for that. And is that going to reach? Oh, just about over the bar. Hit the black spot. Monica was watching it all the way. But it's a lovely move for Kildare and a very nice point. Their first one from play, and they'll be pleased with this start. Certainly after last week when they found themselves behind very early on and were chasing the game and ended up losing by 4-15 to 2-4. This is much more encouraging this week. This is what we were hoping for from the 2024 TG4 Leinster Senior Football Championship. 4 teams in it, a real championship. And these two well matched from what we've seen today. A really interesting game. If Meath win, they'll be in the final, but Kildare will really be in the mix if they can pull off a win here, and it would mark a brilliant turnaround for them from last week, from losing to Dublin heavily. But they had the right attitude, as you heard from their captain Grace Clifford in her interview after the game. Marion Farrelly, both full forwards today called Farrelly. That's Lisa Young going for it and going to the left, and that's 2 wides and 1 into the goalkeeper's arms from Meath in the last 5 minutes or so. Hope you're enjoying the coverage, which is being provided free to view from Leinster Ladies Gaelic Football on Facebook and on YouTube. So you have a choice there of where you want to watch it. The man at the gate earlier on was telling me all about Chromecast. He understands the benefits of getting it on YouTube. Oh, and that's a good effort, and it could even drop into the net from Farrelly. It was Melia actually, but Mary Colgreen watched it. But it's a sign of the confidence of Melia that she went for that. I presume she went for goal. Would have been a cracker, but as it turns out, that's now 3 wides and 1 into the keeper's arms for Meath. And now they've got their hands up for the press. They're copying Dublin last week, but it worked much better for Dublin last week. Kildare maybe have learned 1 or 2 things. Claire Sullivan. And that's Dooley belting it up the field, but the wind may have caught that. So an interesting contest at the minute. And by the way, when was the last time Meath and Kildare met? Does anybody know? Starter for 10? Did a little bit of research earlier on, and I think it was Division 3 from 2019, March, 5 years ago, so more than 5 years ago. And Meath beat Kildare by a point, 112 to 111. Haven't met since then, I don't think. Before that, they met in Dunganny in 2018. Meath won that one as well. And you have to go back to 2016 for the last time Kildare beat Meath, as far as I can tell. And that was a big one in St Conleth's Park, 5-15 to 2-9. They relegated Meath that day, I believe, from Division 2 of the league. And here comes Cleary, and they finally got one on target, Meath. And they level it. That will please the manager after all those wides. And Cleary failed a few minutes ago, but if you don't succeed at first, try again, and she did. 2 points each. Holgreen with a long kick out, and she was looking for Grace Clifford, but it didn't quite reach, and Lisa Young read it well. And Meath, despite those wides, are dominating the play. It's all going from left to right at the minute. O'Shaughnessy just steps inside, and she's going for her own score, and I think she's got it. And that's great from Mara O'Shaughnessy. I did mention she's a defensive midfielder, but she can get forward too, and she can take her own score. Holgreen again forced to go long, and Myra O'Shaughnessy gets it this time. And they really have camped in the Kildare half now. This is Megan Tyne. Kildare chasing shadows at the minute. Meath 1 ahead, should probably be about 3 ahead. And Mara slips it inside to Young. And Meath playing with a bit of swagger about their play now. And Ciara Smith is there, and she'll go for goal, surely. Well, I think she went for the black spot and just went over rather than under. But that's 3 in a couple of minutes for Meath, and they are indeed now taking control on the scoreboard as well as in general play. Now this kick out, let's watch this again, because she's had to go long every time, and you see there's no options close by, and Meath are just playing strategically, forcing her to go over the top and then winning it. And Katie New has it, the vice captain, tries to get it to Ciara Smith, but that's good defending by Mia Doherty. She gets her free. Another interesting footnote today is that Diana O'Hora, of course, is the Kildare manager, and she managed Meath not that long ago, before their All-Ireland wins around the mid-teens. So she's coming back now as Kildare manager. Chance again for Melia, and a turnover leading to a 4th point in what, about 3 minutes for Meath. Well, I was bemoaning their lack of accuracy, but now they've scored 4 over the bar in a row. 5 plays 2. The crowd, as you can hear, really getting into this one. This is turning into a really good contest. The crowd really invested in it. They're enjoying this. This has got all the makings of a classic TG4 Leinster Senior Football Championship. This is the sort of game we've missed over the last few years, and it's great to see Kildare and Laois coming up to senior, and Kildare putting it up to Meath today. Next week it will be Dublin against Meath in Parnell Park. It'll be a throwback to 2022 when Meath beat them there. And Kildare will play Laois next Saturday in Hogfield. And then the final will be in Croke Park. Now Duggan for a 5th point in a row to take it from 2-1 to 6-2. And you'd certainly put your money on Emma. And has she judged it well? She has, of course. Keeping an eye on your messages on the chat there, and also getting rid of some scammers for you. Don't be fooled by that. This is being provided free to view. Kildare doing a lot of work to try and get the ball, but it goes straight to Megan Tyne. There were about 5 Kildare players who all ran as if they knew exactly what they were doing, but they went to the one Meath player who was there. Kildare under pressure at the minute, and they have 13 players inside their own 45, all working extremely hard, as you can see, but Meath just are reading everything and winning everything. They're having a real purple patch at the minute, and O'Shaughnessy gives it out. Katie New is looking for it all the way back out, and Mary Kate Lynch is out there as well. Actually, it wasn't Katie New, it was Mary Kate, and this is Gallagly. And they spread the ball very quickly and very accurately, and this is New. Looking for a point from Smith, and that is a wide, ending the run of 5 good points in a row. But the pressure definitely going from left to right, and Mary is wondering, where do I go with this? And you see the line of Meath players across in front of her, just making it so difficult, but they do manage to thread it through, and they get a free on that occasion as well, so Kildare with a little bit of relief. So the other game today is Dublin against Laois. I'll keep an eye on that one for you as well. And the referee just holding the clock for a minute here for a little bit of treatment, is it? Give and go from Mary. Meath trying for another turnover, but Kildare, it seems like a long time since they've been over halfway, but they're over halfway now. And that was Lauren Murta. This is Farrelly. And Dooley playing a long way from goal, and that one blocked down. Trying to get it into that full forward line. Dooley, excellent player in the full forward line, but also excellent out the field. And they're deploying her further out, and she plays a nice ball in. Oh, and that looked like a nasty injury for the Meath player, but as the play goes on, is it over? Well, it's just gone to the right and wide, and that looked like a nasty injury for Anya Sheridan as she went for that ball to try and stop Dooley. And indeed, you saw as you see in the left corner of the screen there, she is getting a bit of treatment immediately, and I could tell the way she went down. She's hurt her arm, I think. Hopefully she's okay, but no score resulted from it. Kildare, as you see, well, it's not you can see, I can see it on my down below me here, but number 24 has been warmed up. In fact, 24 is coming on for Kildare for number 27, and number 27 is Ellie O'Toole, who started the game. So 24 is coming on, and that is Leisha Lenihan. Well, I was saying she's been injured. Well, she's obviously fit enough to come in. She's on the way back from injury. So it's an early change after a quarter of the game. Well, Kildare don't have their troubles to seek at the minute with injuries. And indeed, 27, Ellie O'Toole, who came in for Aoife Clifford, has come off, but she doesn't look injured from what I can see. Maybe that's a tactical change. Maybe Leisha's more suited. Maybe they need her there with all the pressure that has been exerted on them. They need a more defensive player in there, and indeed Leisha has gone right over to Mary Hulgrain, and they're having a chat there about what to do. They're taking responsibility, and no doubt they'll have a word from the sideline, because they need to restructure a little bit. And indeed all the Kildare players are out in the middle of the field, or at least 10 or 12 of them, having a huddle out there now that the play has been held up. So they're all over there having a confab, and they are working out what to do here to settle this a little bit. And maybe it's just that Lennon is more used to playing a full-back sort of role, and you need somebody in there the way that things have been going in the last 10 minutes or so. And Meath are lining up a sub as well, so it looks like Anya Sheridan might have to come off. And indeed, it's 18 Maeve Byrne who's been warmed up now. Maeve, of course, would be a forward. First couple of rounds of the league, she scored 2 or 3 goals. One of them here against Dublin. And now the girl from Dunshaughlin has been lined up in the sunshine in Páirc Tailteann to come on. Of course, it wouldn't be a direct swap, so a bit of reshuffling required for Meath as well. Great to have the Leinster Championship at this time of the year between the league and the All-Ireland. It's nothing like the provinces, is there? Local rivalry, Meath and Kildare. And they haven't met, as I said, for 5 years. So it's good to see them getting a chance to play each other again. Just checking your messages, and those nasty scammers as well, getting rid of those on the live stream, first of all on Facebook. And Downey says, good luck, ladies, and especially to Lauren and Lara. She says, Kildare Abu. There's another scammer on. We'll get rid of that one. Paula Moore says, come on, Kildare, ladies. And I'll switch over to from Facebook to YouTube. And M. Jackson says, hi, all from Newcastle. Watching and supporting Meath. If Kildare's long kick out is failing now, would have thought go to short kick and retain the ball. Well, actually, that's exactly what they've been doing, isn't it, the last 3 or 4 minutes? So they've got that message, thank you. But happy with the scoreline so far. Supporting Meath, of course. Thanks for that. So keep the messages coming. And I'm also going to check for you on the other game being played as continued treatment there for Anya. She's been looked after down there. And it's Dublin 1-4, Laois no score. So Dublin already in control in that game, as we expected. And elsewhere in the Intermediate Championship, Wexford lead Offaly by 4 points to no score. And Louth lead Kilkenny by 2 points to no score. So those the updates. Kate Flood, of course, on target. And she up to date, but we still are waiting for play to resume here. Anya has not moved from that spot. She's had such a good league campaign, and now into the championship. This wouldn't be a good time. Well, there's never a good time to get injured, but she's won her place. She's earned her place, but it looks like she's going to have to come off here. Hopefully it's just a precaution, but certainly a lot of medical attention there. But she doesn't look to be too distressed, which is good. Kathleen Carolyn on Facebook says, best of luck, ladies. Come on, the Lilies. And a generous round of applause from the big crowds here in Páirc Tailteann for Anya. Yeah, she's definitely holding her forearm there on the left-hand side, and we wish her well. It was just an accidental collision there. If anything, she was maybe a little bit too brave the way she went in, but unfortunately these things happen. But now we resume with the game. 6 points to 2, and the clock in the stadium says 15 minutes, so we're 5 minutes on, so I'd imagine there'll be 5 minutes on. So that's the referee stopping the clock. That'll be the stop clock. So let's get back with the play then. This is Ella Moyles for Meath. I wonder, will their momentum be affected by the long break? Kildare got their ship going again. Lisa Young. Meath moving the ball impressively, and here comes Katie New. They come back to Gallowgly. Ciara Smith now plays it into the corner for Tyne. They're just playing around the edges outside the scoring zone, trying to move it as quickly to shifty Kildare players as much as they can to try and work out an opening. Gallowgly again just having to go around that arc. If you can imagine the D being extended, there's no room there, but hold on, they might have room now. They've got it closer. And there's Gallowgly with a lovely drop of the shoulder to get inside. She's going to get a free if this doesn't go over. It doesn't, and she does. Duggan scored 3 points last week and a penalty. 1-4 against Laois. And she's got the first point today and a free as well. So 1-6 so far in the TG4 Leinster Championship. Make that 1-7. Now, have they got any new plans? Oh, hold on, it's been intercepted, and they could get in for a goal here. Meath. Emma Duggan has got it, a one-on-one with Hull Green, and she was never going to miss from there. Goal last week, but only the 1 point from play, but a goal from play today for Emma Duggan. And it was that short kick out. The press worked for Meath, and the finish from Duggan. 1-7-2, and now there's real daylight between the teams. And it's that problem of the kickouts that Kildare had last week, and I thought they were maybe getting to grips with it today, but on that occasion they certainly came unstuck. This is Young to Duggan again. Well, I mentioned she'd got 1-7, that's 2-7 now, but this time she leaves it off to Cleary, and she's overcarried. The referee today is Paul McCarthy, who was down yesterday at the Faithful Grounds in Offaly for the National Zoocar Gaelic for Teens National Festival Day. So a busy weekend for Paul, but giving great service to ladies Gaelic football at national and provincial level. This is Lara Gilbert as the sun shines brightly in Páirc Tailteann, but these balls coming in have been swallowed up. That was good defending again by Nicole Troy, and that's the third or fourth time that the ball has been played in there by the Kildare forwards, and the Meath defence have got out in front and gobbled it up. And that's one of the reasons why it's mainly been pressure from left to right. This is Ciara Smith, and I'm sorry to say Kildare have another player down injured way over in the left corner, close to where the last injury was as well. So Kildare down to 14 players at the minute, but Gallogly plays on and goes for her score. She's got that very, very high though, and it's not going to do, but it might end up profiting, but it doesn't. And it's Nessa Dooley, but the referee has been told now about the injury way up at the other end of the field, and it's tough going again for Kildare today. Well, they had 22 games unbeaten. They could be facing 2 defeats in a row now against Dublin and Meath. It was always going to be a huge challenge in Leinster, but that's one of the beauties of the Leinster Senior Championship. You go up to senior and you pit yourself against the very best, and that's why, as I say, it's a really, really good testing TG4 2024 Leinster Senior Football Championship this year with 4 teams in it. Laois found last year it was very, very tough going, but you have to stay there and you have to try and bridge that gap. And Kildare are finding that it's tough when you get a few injuries, and that is what has happened to them today and over the last month or so. So it's a big ask today, and they now find themselves trailing by 8 points as well. And they've lost 1 player. Are they going to lose another one? Well, she's on her feet. That's a good sign. And no, she is going off. So another change for Kildare. And number 20 is going to come on. That's Leah Doran, who came on last week as well. So unlucky. It's Gilbert who is coming off, and Kildare, the last thing they needed was another injury. If they can get to half time, I think that breeze is maybe going from left to right. It might be a little bit easier in the second half, but they've certainly lost the initiative here after a good start to the game. Actually, it's Hazel McLaughlin who is gone off. It's not Gilbert. So the midfielder is going off, and she looks to be in pain, unfortunately, as well. So that's 2 injuries for Kildare. Holgreen slips it to Gilbert, who's absolutely fine. And the ball down the line looking for Dooley, who does well to get out in front and gets a decision as well over Cleary. But Kildare really just need to dig in now. The protest from Meath results in the game being moved, the ball being moved forward a little bit. Dooley. It's a good ball out to Lauren Murta. Kildare changing the angle of the attack, but can they make it stick? It's been a long time since they've got a score. Ellen Dowling scored 2 points last week against Dublin, both from frees. Meath just sitting in, forcing the ball to go back out to Sargent and then to Rattigan. This is Doherty. But again, it's having to go around the edges. They're not getting through into the real scoring zone. But Rattigan Slips it now to Clifford. Now they're in the scoring zone, and that's a lovely pass from her and leaving it off. That could end up in the net. I thought it might just drop in there, but Monica had it covered. Finally got an opening in there, and it looked like they just rushed the final kick a little bit. But Kildare trying their best just to dig in here and stay in this game. They trail by 1-7-2. They trail by 8 points. 1 from play, 1 from a free, I think, wasn't it? So similar to last week, they didn't have many scores in the first half last week either. Doherty gives it in to Trout, to Duggan, Trina Duggan. And that's nice play. They're knitting this together well, and this is Sargent. And they look for Grace Clifford. No way through though, lots of green jerseys there, and this is Trina Duggan again at the end of it, and she is going to get a free in. No way through, but they did draw a free, and this could be a point for Kildare, and they deserve that the way they've come back since the 2 injuries. So on our clock there's a minute to go, but the clock in the stadium says there's still a good 8 minutes to go in this half. Their clock, of course, was stopped for the injuries. So a difficult half for Kildare. They knew it'd be tough at senior. Maybe not quite this tough, but good lessons to be learned, and a good point for them. And again, easy for Meath to get the ball from the kick out. They're drifting back and prepared to take their chances and let them have possession. This is new. Meath, a very good running team. And that's just lobbed in there. Never mind the through the hands. That was just lobbed in there looking for Duggan. And the referee spotted a pull on a jersey. On Facebook, Orla Lally is watching. Hiya, Orla. She says, let's go, Meath. And Paul Renix says, is that Johnny Murtagh's daughter playing for Kildare? It is indeed. Now, where's this free? Actually, the free's out the field. I thought it was a Kildare free, but it was a Meath free because the referee, Paul McGahey, played really good advantage. Kildare have got it back through Dowling, but she doesn't have many options. In fact, she only really has one going forward, and that is Niamh Farrelly. But Meath, even though they had gone forward, they have a lot of players back already. Safety first, and another free. Amelia, I think, was the perpetrator that time. And Dooley. That's the problem, isn't it, when you play defensively? You don't have options when you do turn it over, and they weren't able to transition there in numbers, Kildare. They really are missing Roisin Byrne as well. But then some counties just have strength and depth, and they don't seem to have that at the minute. Dublin, of course, have incredible strength and depth, and the other counties not quite. And over carrying there, 3 Meath players surrounding Mia Doherty and getting possession back, and Meath have done that quite easily in the first half. They've won possession back a little bit too easily for Kildare's liking. On the YouTube live chat, Anna says, supporting Meath all the way from Germany. Glad to have you on board, Anna. And now all of Kildare's players are behind the ball. In fact, 14 of them are inside their own half. It is a case of just trying to get to half time for them, I think. The goal, of course, was a hammer blow, but the tide had turned before that. Now Doherty, can they break up the field now in numbers? As I said, they've plenty back, but can they transition quickly? That's the key. And look at Meath chasing. But they get out of that little corner, and Kildare have got free, but again, they've only one option up there. And it is a good ball, but look how well Meath get out in front. That was Troy, but they still get it. Farrelly is there, but every time they seem to get the ball in good positions here, they have 3 or 4 Meath players who are working very, very hard to get back, and they have prevented them from getting anywhere near the goal. They still have it though. It's Sullivan there, and Meath have it. Meath have turned it over, and now it's their chance to break. This is Ciara Smith now, and if you're going to break and transition, you need players like Ciara who are fast, but Kildare have done well to get back and stop her in her tracks. Illegally though, and she will look for Emma Duggan, but that ball played rather high rather than low. Probably would have been better just bouncing in front of her, but just a little bit too high and give the defender a chance to intercept it. It's been very even the last 5 minutes or so. In fact, it's now been a while since Meath scored. But they had a great patch halfway through the half where they took control of the game. And they had a lot of wides as well, but then they made hay as the sunshine comes out. Again, very strongly here in Navan. This is the sub who came in, Byrne. And that was Ella Moyles trying to get through, but Nessa Dooley grabs that ball and speeds away as Kildare turn it over. Has she got help? Oh, a lovely little shimmy there to get away, and Ellen Dowling is to her right, but Nessa goes on her own, and as I said, they just run into trouble each time. They just don't have enough options. And Meath get back in numbers. That's been the pattern, and Kildare frustrated, but at least they have stopped the rot. But on those sort of occasions they probably should have got a score out of it. But credit to Meath, the way they defend, disciplined, and they haven't won 2 All-Irelands for nothing. They've learned a lot along the way. Sullivan for Kildare. They're just cancelling each other out at the minute. Defence is on top is the other cliche that applies right now. Connie Crowe says shout out from all the Kildangan, massive, to the Kildare team. Thanks for that. And Jess wants to know where is Roisin Byrne. She's injured again. I know she was named on the team, but I think that team was just given in earlier in the week. I don't think she was ever going to play today. She is here today, but she's injured. Need to get her back as soon as possible, but she's missed 2 big games. Kildare trying again. I think they are playing into the wind. It's just finding it very difficult at that end against this tough Meath defence that is very well organised. But there's a way to break down the defence. There's a chance here for a score, and I thought she might even get a goal out of it. She's put it over the bar though, and that's a great response from Kildare. That is great persistence from them, and they have got a point, and it was the centre half back Ruth Sargent who likes to get forward and got a point. Look at the way she speeds up there and anticipates and runs off the shoulder. And that's super play by the girl from Eadstown, and Kildare edging themselves back into the game. It could have slipped away from them, but it's now 6 in it. It was 8. So much better from them. We're a good 5 minutes into added time, but if you've just joined us, there was a big hold up for an injury to Anya Sheridan. So we've still got a couple of minutes of this half to go, I think. This is Gilbert's for Kildare, and their tails are up now. Free to Meath. Cleary comes forward to take this one. And this last couple of minutes of the first half could be very important. Can Kildare just contain Meath and keep it to 6? Ella Moyles, as Meath inject a little bit of pace. They realise Kildare are coming back at them, and they need to just reassert their authority. O'Shaughnessy to Gallowgly. 2 great servants for Meath football over the last decade or so. Oh, and that slipped into Gallowgly, and she's through, and surely a goal for Gallowgly, and she gets a goal. I did say she's a great servant. She loves to get forward, and she's got a goal. And you see her racing back to her position there. She was fast going forward as well, and that was beautifully finished, and that could be a crucial score just before half-time. Puts real daylight between the teams. 2-7 plays 4. What was I saying about Kildare trying to stay in this game? And there's Sargent taking it short, and they do get it short, but look at the pressure on them. Meath right on their case. They get it though out to Clifford Kildare, and they have got away from that press, and now there is a little bit of room here for them. Can they get a score? Clifford is available, doesn't get to her, and instead that was Aoife Radigan. Can they work something here? I don't think they've had even a sniff of goal, but now they have a chance, surely. And the kick comes in, and the referee says nothing wrong with that. Meath again with so many players in there. Now over carrying coming out of the fence means it's going to be a free in, so they'll get a point out of it. But just for a second there it looked like it might open up for Kildare. And Meath shut the door extremely quickly. And Farrelly will just tap this over and just get a score to settle Kildare a bit. But that goal was a hammer blow a couple of minutes ago, and could just have put the game beyond them, unless they can come out and give a really big second half. I think the way the referee is standing at the moment, he might be about to blow for half time. We are 8 minutes over. He's gone back out the field a little bit now, and he's allowed Monica to get rid of one of the footballs on the pitch, but it looks to me as if he's going to say that's enough, and indeed he is. Half time in Páirc Tailteann in the 2024 Leinster Senior Football Championship, in a very interesting game, and it was Kildare who made a good start, but Meath firmly took control. Kildare hit by another couple of injuries, have been so unlucky, and after that they responded well, gathered themselves well, but it's really, really tough going at senior, especially when you have injuries. They're having no luck at the minute, Kildare, and then that goal just before half time has put Meath firmly in control on the scoreboard, 2-7 to 5. It is 8 points in it. It's going to be a tough second half for Kildare, and they're going to have to rally the troops at half time. Well, 22 games unbeaten. They're now facing 2 defeats in a row. No shame against 2 of the top teams, but this is a big learning experience for Diane O'Hora's team in Senior Championship, and indeed in the Leinster Senior Championship. We will be back for the second half in about 5 or 6 minutes' time. Kildare out on the pitch for the second half, with it all to do in the second half. So I would love to know what was said in there at half time to stir them to go out facing a second defeat in a row to two of the top teams in the country. They trailed 2-7-5 at half time. They have had bad luck with injuries, but they have it all to do. So their manager will be putting that challenge to them, or has put it to them, and they are out there now for that second half. Elsewhere, the half times I have for you: Laois no score, Dublin 1-11 in the senior championship. At intermediate, it's Westmeath and Wexford who are leading at the moment. So Westmeath 2-6, Wicklow 3 points, and Wexford 7 points, Offaly 1 point. In the junior, it is Carlow leading Longford 3-2 to 1-6, so that's 11-9. So an interesting game there. Longford 1-6, Carlow 3-2, and Kilkenny no score, and Louth 1-9. So that's where the games are elsewhere. As Meath make an appearance, home crowd in Páirc Tailteann getting behind their team as always. Just checking, we are on live on YouTube and we are live on Facebook, and on both you are welcome to leave a comment, and we will endeavour to read those comments out as the second half progresses, and I'm going to do that right now. So I'm just checking we are all set for the second half, and indeed we are. So Paul McCahey gets us underway for the second half. The prize for Meath is a game in Croke Park, and you never turn that one down. The TG4 Leinster Senior Football Championship final will be a double header, so the winners will probably, if they are Meath, they will go through to the final. But Kildare trying to do something about it right at the start, and that was promising, but not the finish. So yes, just to be clear, if Meath win today, they will book a place in the final in Croke Park, and it looks like against Dublin, who are winning easily against Laois. But Kildare hope to have something to do or to say about that. Katie New goes back to her goalkeeper and has 100% faith in Monica. They're well used to each other at the back there, and Myra takes it up now, and they will attack down the right. There is a player off to the right there who is looking for it, but instead she comes inside. Mary-Kate Lynch, 3 on her back, but has been playing in a lot of advanced positions over the last 12 months or so, and particularly in the league, but gives that one straight to Grace Clifford, and she's looking to get it in. New gets a challenge in, but Farrelly does get out in front, and the referee will give a free for the challenge on Gallagly, and she was certainly hurt there. She felt the brunt of that challenge from New, and she is down. That's a tough one, but she is a tough cookie, and she will be on her feet, I'd say. She's on one, and there we go. She will soldier on, the captain, but that's a tough one. She, of course, has to walk up the aisle next week, so she'll be hoping she won't be limping next Saturday, when Kildare also have a game against Laois in the TG4 Leinster Senior Championship. That one is in Hawkfield, and then on Sunday Dublin will play Meath in Parnell Park. That will be the final game of the group stages, and then the final will be in Croke Park. That's the plan. All results in a chance for Kildare from a free from Dowling. Grace still trying to shake off that injury, and that is going to go just to the left. Very unfortunate for Ellen there. It looked like it was going to drift in, but it just didn't at the last moment. Good kick out from McGurk, finding Gallagly. There's a point, actually. You know, these Meath players have been playing together so long, they know each other inside out, most of them. There's that crux of the team that won 2 All-Irelands and a National League and a couple of intermediates as well. Or 1 intermediate, sorry, it was Tipperary who got 2, wasn't it? But playing together so long, and there you see the likes of New and O'Shaughnessy as well, and that just takes years. And Kildare, despite their 22-game unbeaten run, don't quite have that at this level. Lovely play again from Meath, knitting it all together beautifully, seamlessly. But this is a chance for Kildare to get the ball back, and they do through Gilbert. But Meath seem to manage to attack in numbers and defend in numbers, but Dooley has it. Dowling making runs up ahead, and they're trying to find her. Good run from her, and very well found as well. They need a score from this. They can't turn up opportunities. They have to make hay. They come back all the way to Dowling. This has to go over, you feel. And it does go over, and that's better from Kildare. Not just the finish, but the way that they made that score. And that brings it from 2-7 to 6 points, and that is a welcome start to the second half for them. Monica now feels the pressure from the press. Does she feel pressure? She's a cool customer. But the press was there from Kildare. They tried to go high, but Meath seemed to always find a way and thread it through, and good movement. And again, that takes years as well. They all understand each other. There's a number 20 for, oh, maybe they don't understand each other. That one has gone astray and they have made a mistake. It'll be a 45, but nothing too catastrophic. I saw a number 20 out there. That was Leah Doran, by the way. She didn't come in at half-time. She was in before half-time for Kildare. Haven't seen any changes since half-time. Just put up the Niamh Galloway goal at half-time across social media. Could be a hammer blow in this game. Could be decisive. That's Dooley from distance, fancying it, and it's got the distance but not the accuracy. She really gave that everything, but lost a little bit of accuracy in giving it power. Right, Monica again. Watch this kicker. Watch to see what Meath do. They give it straight to Kildare. That one certainly didn't work. And now another chance for Kildare. And again they go from distance, and again they put it wide, and they really could maybe just work it in a little bit more. And one time at the start of the second half they got through, they were close and then blasted it wide. So they're pressing, they're huffing and they're puffing and they're trying really hard, but they need a little bit of composure there. They need to get these ones over the bar. You can't be missing chances like this against Meath when you're trying to get back into the game, because Meath will get out and they'll punish you, and that's what they're doing. Good running by Mara O'Shaughnessy and well found by McGurk. That's a captain and a former captain. Again, great servants down the years, and they still can run the show. This is great movement and great energetic, lively play. I think it's Farrelly. And that's Lisa Young trying to put it in there, but it's well watched by Grace Clifford. It's Kildare's turn to get out. Free, referee again giving good advantage. He's been in complete control of this game. And reffing extremely well, Paul. There's some supporters making a lot of noise down below us there, trying to inspire their team. Another free for Kildare. Referee indicates a tug on the jersey. So an entertaining, lively first 7 minutes of the second half. That one is straight back to Meath. Again, a little bit aimless in attack, Kildare. They need to work it in a little bit more. I know it's an awful lot easier said than done against this Meath defence, but they're just maybe forcing it a little bit too much, Kildare, at the minute, and they are likely to get punished the way these girls are playing. And Gallagher gives it forward, and that boot going in just as the player was going down, and Nessa is a little bit frustrated, but she knew herself. I think she tried to pull away at the last minute, as you see. Just got a toe poke to it, but free, and it's been moved forward as well. So a chance for Emma Duggan within scoring distance. Just looking at the Westmeath half-time and the goals. Karen Hegarty and Anna Jones with the goals for them. They lead Wicklow 2-6-3. O'Shaughnessy gives it to Smith. All the way back out to Galloway. She's able to hold on to possession there under pressure. And back now to Katie New. For Amelia. She gets away and she has Cleary on a nice little give and go there. She says, you're going okay, you go on. But Meath runs into a white wall. Duggan feints to shoot and instead gives it back to Gallagher. Meath moving the ball well. This is Young. She fancies it, but that's going to go to the right and White. Elsewhere, Carlow 3-2, Longford 1-8. A level game in the junior championship. That sounds like an exciting one there. Now, Hulgrain with a kick out. She hasn't had too many in this half. In fact, it might be the first. I can't remember exactly, but there seems to be a hold-up. Is there a substitution? No, it's a little bit of a chat from Paul Mackay to Dooley, maybe just calming things down a little bit. She was certainly disappointed a few minutes ago with the decision. The referees maybe saying just calm it down. Good refereeing again by Paul Mackay. Mary goes short, keeps possession, but look at the press. She's having to come out herself and she's lost it. A chance for Meath for another goal, and it's Marion Farrell, and she's even got help there, but it goes over the bar, not under. And Kildare get away with that one, but just about. Well, they were caught in the first half from a kick out and nearly caught again. And the Kildare defence came to the rescue and covered Mary there. She'll be thankful for that, but 10 minutes into the half, it goes to 2-8 to 6, but it could have been worse. Substitute for Meath, and it is Maveburn coming in. I think I said she'd come on in the first half, or maybe it was that. Do you know what? It's those big numbers that from a distance look the same, 18 and 19. And so it was Ciara Lawler who maybe came on in the first half then. But anyway, Marion Farrell has gone off, and Maeve is in now. This is Trout. So 14 plays 6, almost double scores. Doesn't quite feel like that kind of a game though. Kildare have certainly been going and giving everything that they have. And they have been very unfortunate, but they have missed chances too. But really, they're not that far away, as Grace Clifford was saying last week. And you'd love to have seen them here, not getting injuries and having Roisin Byrne as well, so they could really show what they can do. But the 15 that are out there are giving everything. That's Troy getting out in front, but the referee is being consistent. He gave that at the other end, and he's given it at this end. Horns going up before she's kicked it. Hope that doesn't put her off, and it doesn't. 7th point for Kildare, and now it is double scores, 14 to 7, 2-8 to 7, and a substitute has been sent in for Kildare, and it's Lara Curran coming in for Aoife Radigan. So just under 20 minutes to go, and the big question is whether Kildare can put it up to Meath in the closing stages. Well, they've got it from the press on the kick out, and this is Ellen Dowling, and doesn't need the pass. She goes herself, but puts it to the right and puts it wide. But I think the referee has given a free in, and he has indeed. So they should get another score from this, dare I say. But yes, the big question is, can Kildare rally themselves and get this closer? And it would certainly be a great achievement for them to do that, considering the injuries before and during this game. But they're showing plenty of heart and putting it up to Meath, who at times have looked really, really good, but at other times Kildare have got at them. So to bring it back to a 6-point game, puts it over. 2-8 plays 8. Kildare on the rise. They're making a game of it, and they're pressing really, really high. They're doing to Meath what Dublin did to them, and it's working. It's working, and they're trying to get a 3rd point in a couple of minutes here. It's Dowling now. The tails are up, and Dooley just loses it at the vital moment, and Lisa Young gets in there. And I was so shocked to see who earned the break, and now Galloway, full of pace, and was looking to get away right away, and is away again, and that's how she got the goal in the first half. She's always full of running. What a fantastic battler, but she's blown for overcarrying. Well, I think she got a bang in the middle of that. I thought she was being given advantage there, but no, it's a free for Kildare. And Kildare win it back again. Meath are setting up quite defensively, and even Emma Duggan, as he has drifted past Lisa Young. She's back at the D now. Kildare supporters making themselves heard down in front of me. They're trying to lift their team. They sense that there could be a great comeback here, and they're not going to give it up. And that's good play by Lauren Murta. Oh, and it's going to be a hot ball though, or is it? No, it's a free the other way. And the referee going to move it forward as well. Katie New will just give it back to Moira O'Shaughnessy, who is always available in that sort of situation, and now will try and link the play. Well, it's certainly been a lively first quarter of the second half as we approach the 45th minute point. And Kildare have come out fighting, missed a few chances, got a few scores. They've made it interesting. Meath had the ball at the minute. 14 Kildare players behind the ball. And very interesting the way they've deployed Grace Clifford today, not at midfield, but a sort of right half forward position, but she's having to fit into that defensive structure at the minute. And this is good tackling from Kildare. Well, whatever was said at half time, I think it's worked, because they're playing with a lot of energy and commitment, which isn't always easy when you're up against a team like Meath in a game like this and things aren't going for you. They've suffered a few setbacks with goals and injuries. But as somebody said before, they may have injuries, but there's still 15 out there. This is Gilbert coming forward now, and she runs into Young, and I think is fouled. The referee giving good advantage. And Sullivan now has it, and she's looking for a run inside, but Meath have so many players in there. But a good run and a good pop over the top to Trina Duggan, and that's a lovely ball as well. And this is super from Kildare. She might even get in for a goal. Now this is really interesting if she can get a goal. Well, she doesn't, but she gets a point out of it, and that was extremely well played by Kildare again. Not just the finish, but the move. I think it was the number 21. I think it was Niamh Farrelly, was it? I think got the score. 2-8-9. They've got it back to a 5-point game. Big credit to Kildare. They're really making a game of this Leinster Senior Championship game. Now McGurk under pressure, but she's always pinpoint, and that really was pinpoint right along the line to Nicole Troy, and it worked. I have to say, when I see Nicole Troy, I always think it's Katie New, because she had that number 4 jersey for so long, and she's the same build and the same hair. But Katie now plays at 7. Kildare have got it back again. But the referee, I think, is he gonna hop it, or is it a free to Meath? I think he's gonna hop the ball. But Kildare battling here and doing brilliantly. Now on the last point, it was number 18 for Kildare. Actually, it was Lara Curran. Apologies to Lara. 2-8 plays 9. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on Facebook and YouTube. It's available on both. Feel free to leave a message there or a comment, and we'll endeavour to try and read it out. Those services made available free to view thanks to Leinster Ladies Gaelic Football, and it's not done elsewhere in ladies football in the other provinces at the group stages. So fair play to Leinster for making these games available and showcasing the games and the skills and the players. And of course they have the final to come in Croke Park, and there's another injury for Kildare. Well, they are battling really hard, and the last thing they will need will be another injury from that. Hopefully she's just a little bit winded there. Let's have a look at the point here, and it was indeed the number 18, as you can see. And there was just a half a chance of a goal there, but Monica McGurk came out and just narrowed that angle. Just going to check for you if I have any updates for you from other games elsewhere in the Leinster Championship today. And let me check my notes here about these scorers actually. Oh yeah, number 18 actually wasn't Lara Curran. Sorry, I'm looking down and it's quite dark here in the press box. I give that last point to Lara Curran and it's not. It was 18 Erin Brereton Foley from Castle Mitchell. So well done to her. She came on as a sub and she got that last point for Kildare. Elsewhere in the juniors, it's Louth 2-14, Kilkenny 1 point. And Laois have got a score against Dublin, but it's 1-15 to a point. And it's Louth 2-12. Did I read that one out? Yeah, that was a previous one, but they're well in control in their game. And the Wexford game against Offaly is 0-10-0-3 for Wexford. And Carlow, the last I heard, are level against Longford, but there must be something's happened since then. So let me just see if I can get, yeah, it's 1-8 to 1-8 there. Well, that can't be right, it was 3-2. But anyway, I think it's level there. Let's get back to this one. This is Duggan to Mauro Shaughnessy. Lots of options. Great pace to this game. Good intensity. That's Meath trying to move the ball as quickly as they can. There's no solos here. They're just moving it, trying to drag the defence as much as they can. And that was Meath Byrne on that occasion. And now it's Gallagly again. Every player giving it as quickly as they can. But Kildare sitting in. Now we have a solo as Gallagly just slows it down a little bit because they can't find a way through. So we'll take another angle at it as Byrne gives it back to Melia. 10 minutes to go. Well, this second half has just flown by. 2-8 plays 9. Meath not prolific exactly on the scoreboard in the second half, but still keeping that lead. Would have been interesting if Kildare had got that goal chance a minute or two ago, but they're still going. Look at this, Kildare driving forward, and that's the sub number 24 who came in. That's Leisha Lenihan, of course. This is Lauren Murtagh. Now Dowling. The crowd getting behind Kildare. This is Dooley now from distance. She gets a terrific strike on it, but is it inside the post? It is inside the post, and Dooley finds her range, and Kildare really deserved that, and they deserve credit for making a terrific game of this now. They have shown great desire in this second half and a lot of skill as well. And Dooley brings it back to a 4-point game. Remember, there was about 8 in it at least. Well, they were talking about learning lessons from last week. They've certainly learned, and this is the girl who was talking about it, and she's won it back as well. That's brilliant from Grace Clifford. They're keeping the pressure on, and it is Clifford again. This is smashing play by the All-Ireland Intermediate Champions and the Leinster Intermediate Champions. They're now at senior, and they're playing like a senior team. This is brilliant football from Kildare, and they deserve a score here. Oh, and it's just gone to the right, and it's gone wide. They just didn't quite have the finish, but great play to get that far. Sure the Kildare supporters around the world are impressed by the way they've been playing. Feel free to leave a message there on the YouTube or the Facebook page. You have to be impressed with all the setbacks they have had. They've really taken it to Meath, and it's not like Meath have taken their foot off the pedal. They're going for it, but in the second half, they're trying to work out what they've got in the second half. I think it's only a point or two. This is new. Byrne. She spins away, and here could be a score for them, but she's put it to the left and she's put it wide. I think she's claiming a 45, but she's not getting it. Right, from the kick out. Oh, and Mulgreen does a Monica McGurk and just threads that one through, and this is much better from Kildare. And look at the way they're moving the ball. Well, they're playing like a senior team now. They're playing like Meath. At times they're playing really, really well. And there's Dooley now, and she takes it from Dowling, and Dooley's looking to get a score on that right foot. Well, she's two-footed. Oh, that's class. Kildare have been fabulous. They've had so many setbacks in terms of goals and injuries, but they have come back into this game, and going into the last 7 or 8 minutes, they've got it back to a 3-point game. And big credit. They've really made this into a terrific TG4 Leinster Senior Football Championship game. McGurk now. What options does she have? She goes long this time. She's looking for Ciara Smith and finds her. Kildare are battling as if this is the All-Ireland final. They're giving everything, making it really difficult for Meath. But Meath now find room down the left. Gallagly for Duggan, followed by Doherty. And Mia Doherty does well, but this is Melia as Meath persists. The crowd are loving this, even though the Meath crowd are a little bit concerned. This is Byrne. She's going through with intent, and she's going for goal, is she? Well, she just popped it over the bar. She took the safe option, and the Meath supporters burst into applause. They're just happy to get on the scoreboard again. Great play from Byrne, great pace, and a clever finish. The sun comes out again. It peeps out from behind the clouds in Páirc Tailteann. O'Shaughnessy in the middle of the field, and it's a good spell for Meath as they try to keep the noisy neighbours from Kildare at bay. They've put it up to the All-Ireland champions from 21 and 22. Katie New. 15 plays 11, 2-9 to 11 with just over 5 minutes to go. Back to New. Mary-Kate Lynch to O'Shaughnessy. Runners all over the place as he try and get an angle. And that's Cleary, but she was fouled, and the referee tried to give advantage, but is going to bring it back. And good response from Meath here to conceding a few points at the other end, and they might even get something more out of this. Have they got a point out of that? They have. 2 in a row for Meath, and they've just settled things down a little bit. They've responded in the best possible way and taken it out again to a 5-point game. Oh, and that goes straight to Emma Duggan. Oh, they survived there thanks to Laura Gilbert. She intercepted that with a great block and a great delivery right after it. Well, Kildare have not been feeling sorry for themselves in the second half. They've taken everything that Meath had thrown at them and they've given it back, and they're still there. The clock on the ground says 7 minutes to go. We have 4. But somewhere in between might be the truth. But either way, there's still a chance for Kildare in this game. That's Dowling coming inside. Wants to get on that left foot, or will she deploy Grace Clifford? And she brings in Dooley, the shooter. Right footer, left foot, but blocked down. Clifford it is now. They just can't get a little bit of room, and that could be a terrific ball. Oh, she saw what she was trying to do, but just didn't quite get there. But Meath might punish them here. Gallagly, as usual, on the transition to Melia. She's the playmaker, and she's looking for a player up ahead, and Byrne is there trying hard to get away, so Melia has to carry it, and does carry it to her, but instead might give it to Gallagly, who's still going. She got the goal in the first half and looks for a point. Oh, and the home crowd, they love Niamh Gallagly, and you can understand why. What a servant she's been down the years for Meath. And she could just have won the game and booked them a place in Croke Park in the TG4 Leinster Senior Football Championship final. O'Green. This has to be accurate, but it's gone straight to Gallagly again. To O'Shaughnessy. Well, Meath were faced with a 3-point lead after having a big lead, but they've come back in style, and now it's Emma Duggan. And is that a free in? No, it's not. The referee says play on, so Cleary does, but that's going to go to the left, but it's not gone wide. There's a chance here for Byrne, and she does put it wide. Well, this has been a terrific second half, really entertaining. Both teams have given it everything. Just shows how much the provinces matter. Now, do we have another substitution? We do. It's for Kildare. And it's Mia Doherty coming off the number 4, and she's been replaced by Sarah Munnelly from Confe. Dylan Larkin on the Facebook says outstanding second half from the Kildare girls, and Jason Whelan says come on Kildare. And indeed, if you were from Kildare, you'd have to be proud of their performance in the second half. They were down in the dumps, but they did not feel sorry for themselves, and they came out and have had a real rattle at this one. But it's now Meath who are finishing strongly. They have 3 in a row, I think it is. Looking for another one. Gallagly slips it to Meath. And Meath again will take it up, and she has Lisa Young here now with a run. They're moving the ball very smartly and very quickly, all first time play to Ciara Smith. Now Duggan, and again she just can't get the angle. Angled runs all over the place as they try and find a way through the blanket defence. Cleary to New to O'Shaughnessy. Dooley on the ground. They come back to Cleary. The kick pass across field is a good one, but can she collect it? Just about. And it was Ciara Smith, but I think that's going to be a free out, and indeed it is. And another substitution for Kildare coming up. Number 30 is Holly Tyrrell. She comes on for the captain, Grace Cliffords. Grace took a knock earlier on, but soldiered on and has given everything as usual, and gets a handshake from her manager, Deanne O'Hora. Deanne will be very proud of her team in this second half. They really needed to step up, and they have done. And that's Mary Kate Lynch getting a hand at that, but it's a Kildare ball. Is there more left in the tank from Kildare? It's been a big second half for them. In fact, it's been a rip-roaring second half, and I hope you've enjoyed it. We're now on added time on our clock. The clock in the stadium says 3 minutes still left, so the clock must have been stopped once or twice, but I think that means we've 3 minutes to go. Ellen Dowling. This is the sub who came on just a few minutes ago, Sarah Munnelly. And this is the sub who came on a minute ago, Tyrrell. Back to Munnelly. Kildare doing their best now to move the ball quickly and find an opening. They're taking some fine points from distance, and that's a fine pass from distance from Dowling, and collected as well, but Meath is back there to close the door. Meath will be thinking at the minute no goals, and they're over the line and into the final in Croke Park, probably against Dublin. Last I heard they were well ahead, and that looks like a point, and indeed it is a point, and I think it's the sub who came on. Just waiting to see her number. Certainly brings it back, and indeed it is Sarah Munnelly. 2-11 plays 12. Right, Monica McGurk is directing her players out the field, and she's trying to get them all into that middle shape, and then they will burst to the sides, and she'll pick one of them. She's looking for Cleary. Cleary's got 2 players around her though, and Kildare indeed get it back. I think that was Trout over there getting it back, and there's a chance here for Trina Duggan. Can they work a goal here? That will make it really interesting. A point's not much use at this point. Oh, and she's gone down, and is it a penalty? Referee says no, but they might get a goal still. Oh, and the captain comes to the rescue, and it is lashed wide. But Monica McGurk, the captain, has made sure, I think, that Meath are going to Croke Park with that save. Good refereeing. A lot of referees might have just automatically gone for the penalty there, but he saw nothing wrong there. And McGurk is injured, unfortunately, from all of that. Not quite sure what happened there, but she seems to have got a knock on the leg. I don't know if it was from the player or from the just hit the ground or something like that, but Monica is down at the moment, so the clock in the stadium is stalled at 29 minutes 14. So the Kildare fans here in the stadium have been making a lot of noise in the second half, and I'm sure Kildare fans watching are enjoying it too. But Meath are the team winning, and they're about to bring on a sub here as well. Now, not a sub goalkeeper for Monica. I think they'll be hoping she's okay, but 22 is coming on, and that's Ashley McCabe from Summerhill, same club as Mary Kate Lynch. And she's coming on for Cleary, Gavin Cleary. So both, one of the midfielders coming off for Meath, and Monica is okay. Gallagher, goal and a point here in the end today. Louth lead Kilkenny 3-19 to 1-3. And Louth, not Louth, I've read that one. Dublin, last I heard, after 43 minutes, 1-15 to a point against Laois. I'm watching that one because if Dublin win as expected and Meath win here, we'll be able to confirm in a minute or two the Croke Park final, even though there's another round of games to go. And there is the final whistle here, and the Meath supporters delighted with that, and the Kildare supporters delighted with their team's performance in the second half. A real championship game, and the managers will shake hands at the end of a rip-roaring second half in particular, even though it was a tough game for Diane O'Hara's charges with injuries. But they made a good account of themselves in the second half, and it's Meath though who go forward to the final in Croke Park in the TG4 Senior Championship. Even though there's a round of games next week, Meath will play Dublin, and I'm just trying to check if it also means that they will play Dublin in the final. I imagine it is, unless there's something sensational has happened, but I'm just checking to be 100% sure for you. And indeed at full time Dublin have won 5-19 to a point. So it's Dublin against Meath in the 2024 Leinster Senior Championship final, as it was last year in Portlaoise, but this one is going to be in Croke Park. So it's done and dusted that way, but Dublin and Meath will still go at it next week in Parnell Park. There'll be pride at stake there, and the other game will be on Saturday in Hawkfield, and it's going to be Kildare against Laois. And Kildare again will take a lot from this game today, and they'll want to get a victory in Senior Championship, and the winners of that will be strategically placed, shall I say, for the All-Ireland Championship. So there is something on that game next week. But Kildare deserve credit today, and they'll be buzzing after this one, even though they've been defeated, because you'd just love to have seen them though, wouldn't you, at full strength today, but it wasn't to be. But they still proved themselves worthy of being on this stage, and it's been, as I say, a rip-roaring Leinster Senior Championship game. And Meath are pleased, they're through to another game in Croke Park, and they'll be delighted with that. Chance for them to play on the biggest stage, and that will be a double header to look forward to for Leinster. So well done to Meath. They're in the final. We'll go and get a few interviews and a little bit of reaction, and we'll post those online. But for now, thanks to Leinster LGFA for providing this free to watch live stream for you, and we'll have more games next week to show you. And then of course you have the final to look forward to in Croke Park. So it's all happening. It's been a brilliant Leinster Senior Championship so far. A few great games and another one today. From all of the live stream team in Páirc Tailteann, it's goodbye.